All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into some seriously specialized hardware. We're looking at the Thor Broadcast H-12HDMI-ATSC-IPLL digital modulator. So you see this thing. It costs nearly $10,000. And the question for a deep dive is,
Yeah.
why? How does a professional system take a simple HDMI signal, the kind you use every day, and turn it into something ready for a massive broadcast network?
Well, the first thing you have to understand is the environment it's built for. In a professional headend, space is money. So this device is essentially a miniature cable headend all packed into a single one rack unit box.
A whole head end in one box.
They're consolidating what would normally be 12 separate devices, which cuts down on power, cooling, and just pure real estate costs.
Okay, so let's unpack that density. What is this machine actually taking in? I see it handles 12 separate HDMI sources, which is a ton, but it also specifically highlights 12 closed caption inputs using those old school CVBS connections. Why is that separate input so important?
It's all about compliance and, reliability. You're taking this very common video format, HDMI, and making it truly professional. By grabbing that caption data separately, you're baking accessibility in at the very start before anything gets compressed.
Ah, so it's not an afterthought.
Exactly. It ensures the accessibility information is locked in, not bolted on later where things can go wrong.
That makes a lot of sense. So it ingests all these streams. What language is it speaking on the way out? What's the modulation standard?
It's converting everything into ATSC signals. If you're distributing television in the US, whether it's over the air or through a cable system, that's the standard you have to use.
And it's not just any ATSC, right? It's using 8VSB modulation specifically.
Right, and that's the technical detail that really matters. That's the technique that makes the signal robust enough to handle interference and reflections, say, across a large campus or inside a big building.
Okay, and with all that video, compression has to be versatile. Can it handle both new and old tech?
Oh, absolutely. It uses the modern, very efficient MPEG-4 H.264 standard. That's really how you can cram 12 HD channels into that single box.
And the audio.
For audio, it's flexible, but the key feature is Dolby AC3 pass-through. That's the industry standard for that rich multi-channel sound. It's not just a nice-to-have, it's essential for professional content. Plus, it can downscale from HD to SD on the fly for any older displays in the system.
Okay, this is where I think it gets really interesting. This isn't just about outputting to a coaxial cable. It's a true network device. Tell us about the IP side.
Yeah, this is the game changer. It has a full IPTV output. It gives you two types of streams at the same time. You get one big multi-program transport stream, the MPTS, which is like your finished cable bundle.
And the other string.
You also get 24 single program transport streams, or SPTS. This lets an operator pull out individual channels for, say, a specific digital sign on the other side of the building, or just for monitoring.
So you have total flexibility.
Total flexibility. But the real power is that it can also ingest external IP streams and mix them in with the 12 HDMI sources. You can build a completely custom channel lineup from all kinds of different sources.
And you can manage all this remotely?
Yep, all through a web browser. You can reorder channels, change sources, all without ever touching a rack.
So I'm thinking of a real-world application here. This isn't just for a huge TV station. Imagine a big hospital. They need to show the CEO's address from an HDMI source, patient education videos from an IP stream, and local news from an external feed.
Right.
This one box could do all three jobs at once, creating that central nervous system for their entire video network.
That's the perfect example. It's for CATV headends, sure, but also for those large-scale internal digital signage and information systems.
So the essential takeaway here is that this modulator isn't just a simple component. It's a high-density operational center. It combines encoding, streaming, and multiplexing to bridge that gap between consumer HDMI and a professional broadcast system.
Exactly. And, it really makes you think about the complexity that's happening behind the scenes every time you just switch channels on your TV. The signal has to be ingested, standardized, compressed, modulated, all by specialized gear.
It's a huge unseen puzzle.
It is. This modulator is just one critical piece. It makes you wonder, what other specialized hardware do you think is necessary just to get a signal from a camera all the way to your screen? There are dozens of steps we never even consider.